we just had our final Devil's Backbone powwow.
I just watched a big freighter go through.
Oh yeah, we perfected our tracks.
Oh, I saw Woody taking that tuna tower this morning.
Yeah.
For the past couple of days, we've been studying our charts and guidebooks together with our friends Chris and Michelle, and finally feel ready to tackle a notoriously tricky reef passage here in the island of Eleuthera. The tricky thing about reef navigation is that we cannot necessarily rely just on charts. We will also need to read the water, observing its color to differentiate between water and reef.
So, yeah, it's just going down, so the earlier the better, I think.
Team Devil's Backbone. Woo!
Devil's Backbone Reef has a remarkable history, something we'll delve more into in future episodes. For today, all we need to know is how to best avoid it and pass by safely on our way to the next anchorage.
Let's do this thing. The sun was out for a second there, and the water looks so much better, so I'm hoping it clears up for us.
It'll come back up.
So far, everything is working out perfectly according to plan. It's just reaching high tide, the clouds have lifted, and the sun is out high and bright in the sky. The water is so clear here that once we get to the reef, we should be able to see it. While charts and guidebooks lay the foundation for our passage today through Devil's Backbone Reef, being able to compare those with what our eyes see around us could be critical.
So here's the first mark that we're looking out for.
As we continue on our course and grow closer to the reef, the water turns a turquoise shade as it becomes more shallow and highlights the dark patches of reef around it.
So now we're going right over the reef. Wow. Look at that.
After 2 hours, we've made it safely inside the harbor.
How was Devil's Backbone, honey?
Exciting.
And what a beautiful anchorage we found here.
So Andromeda draws a little more than we do. So we're just circling around here trying to find a spot where we can both anchor safely.
Snubber has to go on. That goes in. All right.
We are now anchored after our trip through Devil's Backbone, and this anchorage is absolutely unreal. I'm so glad we made this trip here. We can hear the birds chirping off the beach, and the water is stunningly clear. We're in how many feet of water right now?
8 or 9, I think.
So we're in 8 or 9 feet of water, and I can see,
Saw baby turtles.
yeah, we just saw a turtle, and you can literally see everything in the water. Like, there's a ray over there.
The ocean is right over there. So we might take the surfboard out.
Oh yeah.
And we might check the surfboard out and see if we can hit the surf break. We can try to do some diving out in the ocean maybe. But first we're giving our friends water, so they are waiting to dock up to us.
There's the turtle. I see him. It's a little baby turtle.
Oops. Sorry, babe. As Bill was saying, we're going to make some water for Chris and Michelle before we do anything else. They're coming by now on Andromeda. Getting water in the Bahamas can be an issue depending on exactly where you are. Generally, there is a cost to fill your tanks, and sometimes water quality can be a problem as well, which happens to be the case where we are currently in Spanish Wells. Since we have a water maker and Chris and Michelle don't, we are making water for them.
Can we run it?
And then I flush it every time I cut water, so it's not really going to be salt.
When we began cruising, we didn't have a water maker, but last summer we sailed to Europe and crossed the Atlantic, so we decided to install one since our water tanks only hold 80 gallons. Not enough for us to last up to a month potentially, comfortably. We decided on an Ecotech AC-driven unit that produces 32 gallons an hour. We power it with our Honda 2000 generator or our inverter, depending on our battery health.
And then throw my spring and I'll start backing away, and then you can just throw the bow line in the water or throw it to Michelle.
Before we installed the water maker, we got along perfectly fine without it. But now that we have it, we're so glad we made the upgrade, especially in a place like the Bahamas where we swim every day and can wash damaging salt water from our gear each time we use it.
Bye, guys!
Now that we have this luxury, we have found that we use about 15 gallons a day and run the water maker every other day for about an hour.
Firewood? Nice.
Break the fire site. There we go.
Oh yeah. This is so cool.
Nice.
Wow, there's like a table.
There's a table, a log bench thing, there's a swing. Bacon towels. And your receipts.
Oh, I hear the hacksaw. What is that thing?
A hand chainsaw? Never used this before. This should be interesting. Let me try to untwist this. Oh, it's hot.
So I woke up this morning to a message from Michelle over on Andromeda that they're making pancakes and they wanted to know if we wanted to come over.
This Bahamas season is off to such a fantastic start, and we can't wait to explore this new secluded little slice of paradise. Immediate plans include plenty of time in the water and on the beach, and a little excursion inland to check out Eleuthera's famous Glass Window Bridge, a spot further down the island where the inner harbor and outer ocean bank is separated by a narrow strip of land and one-way road. Oh, and it just wouldn't be cruiser life if we weren't also dealing with breakages and boat repairs, so we'll be tackling one of those next time as well. Get excited!